Budgeting your money is very important. It's one of the basic building blocks of money management. Weird people create a budget every month because a budget is their plan or strategy for how they will save, spend, and invest their money. Normal people don't budget. When their paycheck hits their bank account, they have no plan in place on how to manage their money, so they spend until it's all gone and wonder where it all went at the end of the month. Hey everyone, my name is Amina, and welcome to the Weird Money Mindset. We have to be weird to win with money. Many people have tried budgeting at least once in their life. They sit down, open a spreadsheet or budgeting app, list their expenses and tell themselves, this time I'm going to stick to it. But then life happens. They get busy, unexpected expenses pop up, they stop tracking everything, and before they know it, the budget is completely abandoned. Sticking to a budget is not easy. It requires us to recommit every month to spending according to the budget we created to keep us on track to reach our financial goals. And that can mean cutting back on certain things or delaying certain purchases until we have saved up or until we can fit it into our budget. Most importantly, our budget must be realistic to our needs and wants. And no two budgets are the same, which means the way I track my money isn't going to be the same way you track your money. And that is okay. You have to find a budget that works for you. But in the meantime, here are 6 reasons why budgets fail after the first month. Reason number 1, the budget is too restrictive. One of the biggest reasons budgets fail is because they're built like financial punishment. When people create a budget, they often go extreme. They cut out restaurants. They cancel every subscription. They stop buying anything unnecessary. And for a short time, this feels productive, but eventually it becomes exhausting. A budget that removes everything enjoyable from your life isn't going to work. It's like going on a crash diet. You might follow it for a few weeks, but eventually you burn out. The key is building a realistic budget. Instead of getting rid of fun spending, plan for it. Weird people have fun all the time. They include money for entertainment, hobbies, and vacations. If you like getting your hair and nails done, add it to your budget. If you like buying tools, put money aside for it. Normal people are tightwads and treat joy like it's some kind of luxury item they'll get around to later. A budget that includes fun money is far more likely to survive long term and is easier to commit to. Reason number 2, people forget about irregular expenses. Another reason budgets collapse is because they only account for monthly bills like rent, groceries, utilities, and subscriptions, and don't include irregular expenses that don't happen every month like medical bills, car repairs, and holiday gifts. Weird people know from experience that when these expenses pop up, they can blow up the entire budget, so they make a list of irregular expenses and track them throughout the year. When irregular expenses pop up in a normal person's budget, suddenly the numbers they worked so hard to put together no longer work and they feel like they failed. But of course, the real issue wasn't the budget, it was just incomplete planning. Irregular expenses can be easy to forget, so the solution is to create a sinking fund specifically for these expenses. Set aside small amounts each month into your sinking fund and use this money to pay for those future expenses so they don't destroy your budget later. Reason number 3, the budget doesn't match real spending habits. Sometimes people build budgets based on what they wish they spent rather than what they actually spend. For example, someone who usually spends $500 on food might only budget $250. It looks great on paper and it helps your budget balance better, but it's not your reality. Weird people know from experience that creating unrealistic budgets will only cause you to overspend because you didn't put enough money aside in the first place. Within weeks, the budget plan starts to fall apart. You might become frustrated and start to feel like budgeting just doesn't work. But the real problem is just unrealistic expectations. Before you create your budget, it helps to review 1 or 2 months of actual spending and include those numbers in your budget. That way the budget reflects reality and not a fantasy. Reason number 4, no clear goal behind the budget. A budget without a purpose is hard to maintain. If you're just budgeting because you feel like you should, your motivation will fade quickly. Weird people link their budget to their financial goals to keep the momentum going because when the budget is connected to a goal, everything changes. Every dollar you make has a purpose attached to it. Every dollar has a final destination. The goal could be saving for a house, building an emergency fund, paying off debt, or taking a big trip. Goals give you a reason to keep doing it and to not quit even when it feels tough. Goals help reframe those limits as purposeful choices rather than sacrifices, making it easier to stay motivated and consistent. Instead of feeling like a budget is full of restrictions on how you should spend your money, the spending choices feels like progress toward reaching your goal. For example, if you save an extra $10 each month by cutting out a subscription, that's $120 more you can put toward the family vacation next year. This shift in perspective can make budgeting feel less like a chore and more like a meaningful step towards something you truly value. Reason number 5, unexpected life events. When making a budget, normal people assume life is predictable and never plan for unexpected life events. But weird people know that life is all about the unexpected, and our job is to be as prepared as possible. Unexpected expenses like job changes, medical issues, or family emergencies can quickly throw off even the best financial plan. When this happens, many people abandon their budget entirely, but a good budget should be flexible and ready to adapt to change. Think of your budget as a roadmap. If you're driving down a road and it suddenly becomes blocked, then you have to go a different direction. You're still heading to the same destination, but you now have to adapt to a new route. Adjusting the budget when circumstances change is completely natural and should be expected. Financial systems should adapt to life and not the other way around. And reason number 6, relying on motivation instead of systems. In the beginning, when you are motivated to improve your finances, budgeting can feel exciting. If you are a weird person, you know that motivation can fade over time. When budgeting relies entirely on discipline, it becomes harder to maintain. Normal people rely on willpower alone, promising themselves it'll be better next month, hoping that motivation will show up on cue, and then life happens and their plans fall apart. That's why systems are so important. Where people automate their spending, saving, and investing as much as possible to be successful. Separate your spending money from the money used to pay your bills. Set up direct withdrawal to make sure your bills are always paid on time. Split your paycheck and have money directly deposited into your savings and investing accounts. Automating your money is a system you can create to reduce the number of decisions you have to make each month. And fewer decisions mean fewer chances to quit budgeting your money. When a budget is realistic, flexible, and backed by simple systems, it turns into something powerful, where people use budgets to move forward, month after month, decision after decision, dollar after dollar, while normal people do nothing. So don't be normal, be weird. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share with a friend who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more personal finance tips. I'll see you next time. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and isn't intended as financial advice. I'm sharing general information and personal experiences, and all opinions expressed are my own and not connected to any organization.